What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Video Weekly. So for this Tip Tuesday, what I wanted to do was take you guys through the process of how I typically mix an entire song. All right, so coincidentally, today is also Tone Tuesday. Tone Stith is my best friend, and he hit me up and he said, yo bro, can you please mix this song? You know, just do your thing, add your magic to it. And of course I said, yeah, dog, I got you. So as I'm mixing this song, that's when it dawned on me, like, yo, tomorrow's Tip Tuesday. What the heck are you gonna do? You know, you can't go a whole nother week without giving them something. And I was like, yo, you know what? Tone Tuesday, Tip Tuesday, it makes sense. I'm gonna try to make this video as fast as possible because by the time you guys are watching this, it will be my birthday. Yes, today's my birthday. So yeah, y'all can go ahead and send your birthday love in the comments below. But anyways, let's get right to it. So right now I'm actually almost done. There's just a few touches that I have to make. So while I'm completing those, I'm just going to be going over some of the things that I've already done, just so you guys can see how I do things. So yeah, let's do it.
What is a girl like you doing all alone in bed? You need something to do to get that man up out your head. Put on your favorite dress and make sure that it shows them legs. If nobody else does, I'll make sure that I can show you love. Show you love. Show you love. Oh, baby. If nobody else does, I'll make sure that I can show you a little loving on the dance floor. A little bit of loving on the dance floor. Show you a little loving on the dance floor. Just a little bit of loving on the dance floor. Oh, oh.
Alright, so you guys get it, man. This song, I've never heard this song, so he sent me the stems, and you know, I had to, the first thing, when someone sends you stems, you have to just organize it, man. Before you even get started mixing, you have to organize all of the files so it makes sense to you, you know. So but when I first finally got it organized and I pressed play, I was taken back, and it had no effects on it, you know. So just listening to just the raw tracks, it was just, I was like, damn, all right, this is good. All right, Tone, I got you. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm mixing your song, but I've realized that tomorrow's Tip Tuesday, like my Tip Tuesday, so I was like, yo, you know what I should do? Is do a video of me mixing Tone's, like, yeah, like, you know, you get it, Tip Tuesday, Tone Tuesday, it just works.
Yeah, it works out.
I'm talking to you through my computer, so like this part is going to be in there. Yeah, so,
Tip Tuesday.
hey, I'm almost done, so I'm gonna send it to you in a little bit. All right, bro. Got you, dog. Later. So I know a lot of people are gonna ask me, you know, how did I get my leads to sit so pretty? So actually, what I have on here, I have two compressors. I love the CLA2A. Everyone knows that. You know that that's no secret, man. Like, I love that compressor because it's just so clean. It's straightforward, and let me go ahead and press play.
What is a girl like you doing all alone in bed? You need something to do to get that man up out your head. Put on your
So Tone, he recorded this song a while ago. So if you look at the wave files, you see that, well, if you look at the waves, you'll see that it's sort of just all over. And that's because, you know, he didn't have a compressor in his vocal chain, you know, back in the day. So that's why it looks like this. So I had to go to the CLA2A, and I really cranked it so that, you know, the vocals are just being squashed and leveled out. You know, so
what is a girl
so
like
that's
you?
why you see the needle going like haywired when he's singing. It's because it's really squashing it down. And sometimes that's usually everything that I go against. You know, I typically don't like, you know, that needle going past -3, you know, typically, but you know, that works when you already have a compressor in your chain, so it's already, you know, squashing it and doing some leveling before it even reached the computer, but that wasn't the case in this song. So that's what I have first. The next thing on my chain, I have the CLA 3A. I just started using this compressor, and I don't know why I didn't use it. You know, I just seen it in there, and I was like, oh, you know what, this joint is tight. So the CLA 3A is pretty much the same as the 2A, except that the attack is a lot faster. So it's going to hit those peaks a lot quicker than what the 2A would do, you know. So I have that right after the 2A, and yeah, let me see. Let me show you. I'm going to press play so you can see what it's doing.
What is a girl like you doing all alone in bed? You need something to do to get
So if you can pretty much tell, that needle is really staying at around -3, you know, and typically, like I said, that's what I would pretty much try to have my 2A at, but since, you know, I'm pretty much treating the CLA 2A as a compressor that's actually in a vocal chain, you know, it's going to squash those vocals, and then 3A is just going to smooth it out pretty much, and then I can just bring up the game to get it to a level that I want it to. Hopefully that makes sense.
what is
And typically I would, when I'm making the videos like this, I usually go ahead and try to chop it up and make it clean, but I'm just trying to make this raw. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of me trying to figure out what the hell I'm trying to say. So yeah, but yeah, so after the 3A, I'm actually using this equalizer. This equalizer is a UAD plugin. I don't know if you guys are familiar with UAD plugins, but UAD, it comes with the Universal Audio Apollo, or like any Universal Audio products. And like, I mean, UAD plugins are just, man, I love them. You do the research. Like I said, I'm trying to get this short, but man, how they work is just so well, man. And so pretty much I'm using this EQ because this has like a old school type of vibe. So I wanted to use like a you know, an EQ from back in the day. You know, this is just emulating a precision channel EQ from, you know, I don't know what year, but yeah, like I said, from back in the day.
what is a girl like you doing all alone in bed?
So right here, like on the F2, and that stands for high frequency 2, like the frequency is like all the way to the 20Ks, you know what I mean? So I wanted his vocals to have that spark, like, you know, what Michael Jackson and you know, a lot of people from the 80s and the 90s had on their vocals. You know, that their vocals just sounded rich and magical. So, you know, it's just really adding some air to the vocals. So that's why I have that like really cranked up, and then the rest of it is just, you know, just basic EQing.
What is a girl like you doing all alone?
And then after that, I have a de-esser just to, you know, control those S's in this song. So pretty much, what I do, how I really balance out the lead vocals with the instrumentation is, I pretty much get my lead vocals at a good point. So I'll put the fader to 0. I'll solo the lead, and then I'll just press play, making sure that it's at a really good level. I'll just go to the gain of the compressor, and I just start, you know, pushing it up or bringing it down until like like it shows like a good level on the master.
What is a girl like you?
So if I go down here,
What is a girl like you doing all?
like with his lead vocal, you know, soloed, it's not, when I press play, it's not peaking. You know, I really wanted to stay around that -12 mark, which is doing.
What is a girl like you doing?
Because you don't want your session to become too hot, like in the master. If your session is peaking in the master, then like that leaves you no room to do any type of mastering at all. And on top of that, it you know, chances are your session is probably going to be peaking and over modulating, and that's not what you want. In other words, it's going to be distorting. So
What is a
I
girl
solo
like
that. I'll solo the lead, get it at a good level at 0, and then I'll solo the instrumentation, and then just balance the instrumental until like it sounds good.
What is a girl like you doing all alone in bed? You need something to do to get that man up out your head. Put on your favorite dress and make sure that it shows them legs. If nobody else does, I'll make sure that I can.
All right, so that sounds good. So once I have that, that's like the foundation of what I do. So that's how you make sure that your lead vocals are still staying present even with the instrumentation in the background. All right. So after that, that's when, you know, in this case, the next thing we have is just background vocals, and there's a lot of background vocals here. Like it's 40, it's like 40 tracks of background vocals, like 1 all the way down to 40. And see, I wasn't overwhelmed when I seen that because, you know, I'm a singer, so I get it. Like me and Tone, we come from the same camp, so we have the same, you know, background techniques in a sense, you know. So we, in a sense, we record our background vocals pretty much the same. So like I said in other videos, I usually stack my background vocals in 4s, and that's exactly what he did too. Like if you look, starting from here, you know, it's all grouped up, you know, like this key.
Show you a little loving on the dance floor. A little bit of loving on the dance floor.
Like, so you see what I mean? He has his background vocals stacked 4 times. You know, each key is stacked 4 times.
Ooh, you love.
And Tone, he likes to snap like in his vocals. I remember when I used to record him back in the day, and he would just be snapping. I'm like, bro, you gotta stop because it's getting in there. But now, like, he's just doing it, and honestly, it's pretty dope. Like to have the snapping in there, like in his style of music, because it's a whole different type of you know, production. It's like percussions, and he's just snapping with his background vocals, and it sounds tight. So
I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna show your body love. I'm gonna show you love.
like it sounds really, really good. So with the background vocals, you know, what I did was I have like all of his harmonies going to a bus, you know, the background bus right here. Yeah. So pretty much to recap, so I have the lead vocals in the instrumental and a place that I want, you know, at a place that sounds good to me. You know, where the lead vocals are still present, they're still in your face. So like, I know Tone, he likes his background vocals to be really heard, and that's where like other engineers have a problem with that for some odd reason. They think that, you know, there shouldn't be anything competing with the lead vocals, and in some scenarios, that's okay. You know, that I get it. But when it comes to like harmonies and like and background vocals, like each key matters. You know what I mean? So, you know, you like as a singer, you want each key to be heard because that like each key has a different feeling. You know, each key tells a different story in a sense. I know that sounds cliche, but it's so true. So like with you as a singer trying to figure out all of these, you know, complex harmonies, and then you finally cut it and you're proud of it, and then just to have an engineer squash it all the way down that you can barely hear it, it's like, it's insulting. Like, no, I want that to be freaking heard. I want them harmonies to be heard, like just as much as the, as the lead. So pretty much what I do is like I do compress the background vocals. Like if I go to the background, well, first and foremost, these background tracks are all, every single last one of them are going to the background bus, you know. So, and you know, essentially all that means is I highlighted all of these background tracks, went to here and click background. So all that's doing is grabbing all of those background tracks and putting it to an auxiliary track. So from that point, I can apply different effects to just that one bus, and then it's going to apply to all of the rest of the tracks that I have sending to that bus. So all right. So if I go to the bus right here, you'll see that I have CLA 2A on it, and so you see that needle being pushed, and that's because it's really squashing those background vocals. Just so, like if you look right here, like all of this, like you see, there's so many different peaks in like in the background vocals. So I want the background vocals to not to jump too much, but once it's squashed, then you can bring up the overall gain and make it present. So and I'm skipping around as well. Like these background vocals, each harmony has a different volume. I know it's slight, but each one definitely has a different volume, because some harmonies have to you know, be tucked under the next harmony just so it can blend. So after I mix all of the harmonies, that's when I start playing with the overall compressor to you know, compress the background vocals and bring the volume up or down.
Nobody else doesn't make sure that I can show you love, show you love, show you love, oh baby. Nobody else doesn't make sure that I can. Oh baby, I'm gonna show you love. Ooh, oh, show you love, show you love, oh baby.
All right, so I know a lot of people are going to ask me, yeah, like what reverb are you using? So like I said in my last video, I have the H reverb, and yo, there's so many different presets in here, you know, that you can use. So once, you know, I just honestly, like, I'll just solo like the lead track, and then I just press play while going through all of these different templates until I find one like, oh, you know what, that's dope. And then and pretty much you see all of these different controls here. You know, you can really customize the you know, your reverb to whatever song you're working on. And the main thing that I've learned is the reverb time. You know, I never played with this, you know, before, but you know, after just like watching different engineers and stuff, you know, while growing up, I started seeing people mess with that, and I was like, you know, why? Like, it sounds good. Why are you messing with the reverb time? But they made it clear that this reverb time is only a template. You know, every song has a different tempo. So you really want to either extend the time or lessen it, like based off of the song tempo. Because especially like if you have a phrase.
What is a girl like you doing all alone in bed?
So right here.
Is a girl like you? What is a girl like you?
Like, what is a girl like you? And like after he says you, there's a small break, and then the next phrase is coming in.
Like you doing all.
So if you have a reverb with a very long time, listen to what it's going to do.
What is a girl like you doing all alone?
It's bleeding into the next phrase. And that's why a lot of people, you know, their mix sound very muddy, is because, yo, something as simple as their reverb time is probably too long. So you may want to shorten it up so when a phrase is done, you know, it has enough time, like whatever gaps are between those phrases, it has enough time to just, you know, shimmer out before, you know, the next line comes in. So, yeah, that's a good tip right there. And I know a lot of engineers, they're probably cringing right now, like, yo, like, oh my gosh, why is he showing people that? Like, why is he telling people that? And honestly, it's because I want everybody to win, man. Like, it's enough clients out here, and you know, for everybody to be successful, man. So that's why.
What is a girl like you?
Another thing, a lot of people ask me about this crazy delay that I'm using.
What is a girl like you?
I'm sorry, I think I have something soloed.
What is a girl like you doing all alone in bed? You need something to do.
Yeah, right there. So if you hear that in bed,
All alone in bed, you need something to do.
like it has that sort of it's like a flanger type of delay, and there's so many different ways to do that. Like, I mean, it's endless. Like, you can like stack plugins up on the delay bus, but it's this plugin by Native Instruments called I think it's called Replica. At a certain point of time, it was free, and I remember downloading it, and I had it for years. And then one day I looked at it, and it had all of these different controls. But what it is it's called phaser right here. Like, it gives you that phase type of delay.
All alone in bed, you need something to do.
So it's really, really cool.
All alone.
Another thing too is a lot of people ask me, how do I control the delays? And how I do it is in Studio One, but in pretty much any DAW, if you just go to the automation, you can add different automations. Well, the easiest way in Studio One is after you add your delay. So to control that delay is delay 1/4. That's just how I named it. So all you have to do is right click and then click edit center level automation. And all you got to do is just draw in where you want the the delay to be triggered. So you will start off with the delay all the way down, like as you see, it's all the way down. And then like right here, I'm gonna do it real quick.
What is a girl like you?
So if I wanted like you to echo out, I would just highlight it right here and just click it up, and bam.
What is a girl like you doing all
Now,
alone?
you see what I mean? I think I like that. Oh, wait a minute.
What is a girl like you doing? What is a girl like you? What is a girl like you doing?
Nah, I don't like it. Like, I probably skipped that for a reason. But anything else?
Little loving on the dance floor. A little bit of loving on the dance floor. Show you a little loving on the dance floor. Just a little bit of loving on the dance floor. Oh, oh, oh. yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. I'm about to do everything he didn't do with you. Why would you give up in your heart if he ain't know what to do? You shouldn't lower your standards just to fall in love with a fool. If nobody else does, I'ma make sure that I can show you love. Show you love.
Another thing is what a lot of people do, they treat background vocals the same as lead vocals. Like, you have to really EQ them different for two reasons. One, background vocals consist of multiple frequencies. You have higher notes. Well, like I say, higher harmonies. Higher harmonies are always going to be in the upper like frequencies, in your highs. But you also have like low notes. Sometimes you have like bass notes. So so that's going to be in the lower frequencies. So a lot of people, they'll go and just copy the equalizer that they set on the lead vocal and then apply that to the background vocals, which is a problem because in your lead vocals you typically roll off, probably around like 120 like the 120 frequency and onward. So the problem with that is in background vocals you probably have some low notes, touching that frequency. So if you're cutting it, or if you're rolling that off, then you're taking out the girth and just that heartfelt, is that word, heartfeltness out of the out of the low notes, and then it starts sounding really, really flat like this. Like if I were to solo the low notes,
I'm gonna show you love.
And if I were to go to here and just roll it off, like right here, this is the roll off. If I were to go to 120, or sometimes people be going to 200, like
I'm gonna show you love.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the roll off. This one is. But yeah, if I were to come up here, it's like 200.
I'm gonna show you love.
Like it's taking out some of that girth.
I'm gonna show you,
but if I bring it down,
I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna,
like you hear a lot more. And this is a problem too. Like I don't want to roll this out too. I probably did exactly that. I probably copied the equalizer from like another harmony and put it on here. I was wondering why I wasn't getting that fullness that I was trying to achieve. I was like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? But yeah, so I had this frequency cutting into the lows, and that's exactly what you don't want.
I'm gonna show you love. Yeah. I'm gonna show you body. I'm gonna show you love, girl. Yeah. Show you love. If nobody else does, I'ma make sure that I love. Show you love, girl. Yeah. Show you love. If nobody else does, I'ma make sure that I show you a little loving on the dance floor. A little bit of loving on the dance floor. Show you a little loving on the dance floor. Just a little bit of loving on the dance floor. Just a little, oh, just a little love, girl.
All right, so yeah, this is pretty much slapping where I want it to right now. So I'm probably going to just bounce it out right here, and and then just bring it back in to do some overall mastering. But that will be another video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate to comment below. Make sure you subscribe if you're not, because I'm going to be doing a lot of more videos like this, and I'm going to catch you guys next Tuesday. So peace out.